And I think we should rise up to make sure that democracy is maintained.
Thank you. That is President Bio. That is President Bio. It was in opposition. Former President Nkrumah had all the powers to arrest him right there. But no, it is his constitutional rights to free speech. Section 25, subsection 1 states very clearly that you have the protections to your freedoms of expression in the media, and nobody can hinder you in the enjoyment of your free speech. But yet these guys had the audacity to go after City Tunis. They had the audacity to go after City Tunis. Right here. So I want you guys to see this.
Then of the approach of the APC. Whose format did it take, though it's in a peaceful approach?
Third layer is the people taking back their power.
In which means?
Under direct leadership. I just tell you, lawful means. Now elections will they can't go to so. And this is time for people for speak and then get for speak. And let me say this, that nobody no go stop them from speaking. When the people speak, waiting they say go be reflected. And that is we own responsibility as opposition party. That when the people speak, their voice reflected, and we go ensure say their voice reflected. Nobody no go taint their voice.
Thank you.
The consequences for the... There's no reason why it should not be held on the 27th. I will not hesitate to call the people of this country to come out and defend peace, security, and the democracy we have fought for. I didn't fight for democracy alone. This whole nation fought for it. And I think we should rise up to make sure that democracy is maintained.
Thank you. Guys, for the international community, Ambassador David Reimer, Lisa Chesney, European Union representative in Sierra Leone, Mr. Hall. Matter of fact, let me show these, these people so you guys can see who I'm talking about here. These are this is Mr. Mr. Muller, who's the European representative in Sierra Leone. This is Mr. Muller right here. He recently just met with this Mohamed Kanawi, who's the next commissioner. I want this is for them to see the way Madabios, was speaking. Madabios' mannerisms and his language, his tone, his inflection, the way he was speaking. He has a right to speak the way he did. He had the rights to free speech to speak the way he did, to call the people to come out and protest if that's what it takes to protect this democracy. There was no reason for City Tunis to be arrested. I don't care what is underneath, whatever is going on, what the politics is, but City Tunis should not have been arrested for the statement that he made. But I'm going to go further. Again, I want you guys to know Miss Lisa Chesney. This is Miss Lisa Chesney right here. She's the UK representative in Sierra Leone, UK in Sierra Leone. She's representing us in Sierra Leone. This is Miss Lisa Chesney. These are the guys that are protecting, they're doing everything they could to protect our democracy. But we have to show them these evidences so they can see where we've come from. Also, I want to show Ambassador David Reimer. This is Ambassador David Reimer, who's doing a phenomenal work. Recently, even visited Milton Magai College the other day. I saw that. Bravo, and to you. We appreciate you. But we want you guys to pay attention to what is happening. This is a backsliding democracy. And this was why President Joe Biden did not invite, President Bio at the recent summits for democracy. This was the reason why he was not invited, because President Joe Biden knows that this man is backsliding on democracy, human rights violations, killings across the country, massacre across the country. Our brothers and sisters, were attacked in McKinney, killed them like nothing because they protested for a generator. These are the things we want you guys to see, and we're calling the international community so you can pay attention to what is happening. But like I said again, these are evidences of the SLPP when they were in opposition, the way they spoke, and when they're in power, the way they spoke. So I'm going to play another video again. I want you guys to see exactly what is going on here. This is Lael Lawrence Lima with a City Tunis at 98.1. This was where this whole thing started. But even before I do that, let me show Lael Lawrence Lima what he said during the thick of the elections in Sierra Leone when he called on the military. Listen to this.
It is always the duty of the military to intervene to protect this constitution. And let me come, please. Lima. It is always the duty of the military to intervene to protect this constitution. And let me come, please. Lima. It is always the duty of the military to intervene to protect this constitution. And let me come, please. Lima. It is
Thank you. President Nkrumah was in power. He could have said this man was, committing treason. He has committed treason or something along that line, to call on the military to organize a coup, because he is saying the military has a responsibility. And it's true. But in a bad governance environment, the former President Nkrumah could have used this against this boy. It could have used it against him to say he is calling for a coup against his legitimate government. But he did not do that. Because again, it is his rights to free speech. It is protected. And the military indeed has a right. Section 165 makes it very clear of the Constitution that yes, the military has a right, to protect the Constitution. But was he arrested for that? Sidi Tunis did not even come close. Did not even come close to what these guys have said. You've listened to President Bio's own take on this. You've listened to Yahya Lawrence Lima. I want you to listen to how these guys spoke when they were out of power and when they're in power. I want you guys to listen to this other guy. This is a man who threatened the whole APC as a political party currently in Sierra Leone. It was not arrested by this government. Listen to this. Threatening to kill the opposition. Listen to this. I want you guys to have your interpreters interpret this whole thing. But this video, this live is just more of evidentiary stuff to present the materials to you guys, to show you guys that democracy has been backsliding all these years. Democracy has eroded in Sierra Leone under President Bio. Nothing is happening but intimidation, arbitrary arrest. We've seen them killing people. Pademba Prison Massacre, Lonsar, Tobo. I have all of those videos. But this is just to show you how they spoke when they were out of power, and now that they're in power, nobody's arrested if they're SLPP. But if it is the APC, the legitimate person that can speak for the APC, the public relations officer, the PRO, Sidi Tunis, went on 98.1, said what he said, within the confines of the law, within the confines of the Constitution, he was arrested. And then we say we are protecting democracy. Where are the members of parliament when it comes to these cases? The members of parliament should have called their people out, just like President Bio said right in this particular speech here. President Bio said he's going to call his people. He would not hesitate to call his people. I'm not making these things up. Listen to him.
On the 27th, I will not hesitate to call the people of this country to come out and defend peace, security, and the democracy we have fought for. I didn't fight for democracy alone. This whole nation fought for it. And I think we should rise up to make sure that democracy is maintained.
The consequences.
Again, President Nkrumah could have arrested this man for saying that he wants the people to rise up. But there is nothing wrong with saying the people should rise up. It is protected by the Constitution. Sierra Leoneans, I want you guys to listen to this because this is a great learning opportunity for us in our democracy in Sierra Leone. That is why this thing is beautiful, what is happening right now. It is beautiful because, we enjoyed democracy for 10 years. Matter of fact, 15 years, because President Tijan Kaba in his last 5 years woke up and understood that these Southeastern guys that were surrounding him were not good for the country. So he realized and said, you know what? If they want to sing, let them sing. Instead of them going to the bush, they can sing. And that was where you have people like the Emerson Bokari and all of these people came to light, right? They sang the songs freely, no intimidation, no arrest, nothing like that. President Nkrumah came, government is continuity, went down that trajectory. 10 years later, people of Sierra Leone saw Kande Yumkela. They said, we want a change. Okay, let's get everybody out. Let's bring Kande Yumkela. He has the international, perspective and understanding. Let us come and take care of this. This is what we're talking about. This is democracy being tested, and nobody has stood up to protect this democracy under President Bio. He has intimidated our people, arresting women, has no respect for human rights, has no respect for civil liberties, has no respect for political rights, but yet the MCC keeps passing his government. Now listen to this thug of the SLPP recently, last year or so, talking about killing every member of the opposition, and he's not been arrested. His name is Austin Johnny. I want you guys to watch this. Listen to this.
We don't plan out and we're ready for execute them. We're ready for make sure safe the properties and lives of this country. And the president, where we vote for, we're ready for protect them yesterday, today, and tomorrow. If the APC venture, make I tell you now what we go do now. The entire former executive, the current executive of the All People's Congress, they all go suffer the consequence from the chairman, the leadership of Ernest Nkrumah, take countdown to the least member of the national executive of APC. Dr. Samuel Kamara, in Pikinden and in close associate, they all go suffer the consequence of the action where APC don't plan for do tomorrow. The likes of Ambassador Yansan Edem, they all go suffer in Pikinden, in wife, and in close associate. They go ever remain the token as history. All former ministers under APC, we serve under that party, they all, with their wife them, then close associates them, any of them Pikinden where they above 18 years, they all go suffer the consequence of waiting when I don't plan for do tomorrow. All former members of parliament under una party, then now, then Pikinden, then wives them, right? Then go suffer the severe consequence of waiting when I don't plan for do. The current members of parliament under that party, hey, make I tell you that when I go suffer the consequence of waiting when a party hoodlums them, they don't plan for do. The current councillors and the former councillors under the APC, believe you me, whether we like it or not, we now the National Steering Committee, grassroots of SFPP, we go make una go suffer massive destruction. Una wife there, una pikin there, una go suffer massive destruction upon una actions. The current councillors, the mayors across the country, any municipality where the APC.
Thank you.
We don't plan that.
Thank you. So I hope that, of course, Ambassador David Reimer, you have your interpreters. They will interpret everything this man said, threatening the opposition. Because I think this was around the time when they called for a protest. December 1, I think we all know December 1, 2020, called for a protest to challenge the results of the MCC. Oh no, when the opposition wanted to call for a protest, this was how they came out. This fog of the SLPP came out here threatening to kill the former president and every member of parliament and every executive member of the APC, every councillor. It was never arrested.